Portland be the 18th team in Major League Soccer.
It's the City of Portland's championship.
It is great to be home.
Sports Sunday with Orlando Sanchez.
What is good, everyone? Welcome to Sports Sunday. My name is Orlando, and we've got a big show ahead for you tonight. Unfortunately, we're down one All-Star. Art Edwards is in Bangladesh for the Men's Field Hockey Championships. However, he got lost on a tour of the beautiful National Assembly building. Crews are looking for him right now, but Art, if you're out there, come on back, man. I love the postcards. So for the rest of us, we had a league title on the line in Corvallis. Could the Ducks become Pac-12 champs again? Or would the Beavers spoil the show? Plus, the PSU Vikings hoping to go dancing themselves. How things are looking ahead of the Big Sky tournament. And did you hear the one about the goose at the baseball game? We've got the stunning video to prove it. Seriously, you'll say, what the, after you see this. But we start with the guy who stole the show at the NBA All-Star game. No, it wasn't the man holding up the trophy at the end of the night. And it wasn't this beard, though pretty impressive. It could have been this little dude, but that's not who we're talking about on this one. No, it was Lillard time in Atlanta tonight. Go ahead and tap those wrists. Giannis Antetokounmpo was incredible, shot a perfect 16 for 16 from the floor. He was the game's most valuable player. But the NBA's most clutch player showed up with the game on the line, and you know what time it is. Just inside half court, and Dame calls game. Lillard hit 8 three-pointers, finished with 32 points off the bench. Unlike a regular game, teams play to a certain number, and Lillard's shot sealed the deal as Team LeBron beat Team Durant 170 to 150. Here's Lillard on thriving when it's winning time.
When it's win or lose and, the stakes are at its highest, I think it's a lot of fun in that, just knowing that you could sink or swim, or your team could win or lose. So I always get up for those moments.
And Rip City well represented tonight. Look who has a nice shiny trophy of his own. Anthony Simons is your slam dunk champion. Simons introduced himself to the basketball world tonight. He had some memorable moments competing against the Knicks' Obi Toppin and Pacers' Cassius Stanley. He grabbed the ball from about 12 feet up and then calmly dunked it. Simons had a tribute dunk to Tracy McGrady, one of his favorite players. And then the finale, he blew a kiss at the rim. I mean, just inches away from actually kissing it. Simons is the first Portland Trailblazer in franchise history to win the slam dunk contest.
Definitely a dream come true. Just watching the dunk contest over the years, growing up, it's one of the premier contests, if not the premier contest next to the game in All-Star Weekend. So having a chance to come in and be a part of it and win it, it's surreal.
And shout out to Robert Covington, who competed in the skills competition as well. The Blazers are in a better spot than many could have predicted. At 21-14, this is Portland's best record heading into the All-Star break in 6 years. Not bad at all, considering they've been without CJ McCollum and Yusuf Nurkic for the past couple of months. Role players have stepped up. Gary Trent Jr., Carmelo Anthony. You can go down the list of players and find big-time performances for all of the Trailblazers to get to this point. And how about Enes Kanter? He's been the most consistent player on the team, feasting on double-doubles. Oh yeah, and then the best player, Damian Lillard, played at an MVP level, the most clutch player in the league. That's how they've gotten to 21-14 on the season and sit in 5th place in the West.
It's something that we should be proud of, especially given the circumstances. So when CJ and Nurk went down, we just said, let's, not feel bad for ourselves. Let's not make excuses. Let's come together. Let's lean on each other and count on each other and find a way to get it done. And we did that.
Once we all healthy, we are going to be a very, very scary team. And I'm like, we are going to go out there and bruise people. So I'm really excited about, all those guys that are back. But I think, the key is just staying healthy.
The Blazers sent out updates on both CJ McCollum and Jusuf Nurkic this week. The team says both are making progress. McCollum is cleared for contact at practice. He broke his left foot back in January. Nurkic broke his right wrist 2 days before McCollum's injury. Nurkic continues to increase his on-court activity. Both will be evaluated again later this week. There's no timetable on how soon either player could be back for a game. The Blazers return to the court on Thursday against the Suns at home. Then it's off to Minnesota for games Saturday, Sunday against the Timberwolves. After that, it's back to Portland for a run of 4 games against the Pelicans and Mavericks. The chase for the playoffs, it starts right now. Still to come, the Ducks and Beavers square off in Corvallis, where these teams will start in the Pac-12 tournament. Plus, the Mariners get a huge scare in spring training. This one wasn't caused by a lousy executive, though. More Sports Sunday on the other side. Welcome back to Sports Sunday, a championship on the line for the Oregon Ducks. What more could you ask for in a rivalry? Oregon State could totally mess things up for the Ducks. OSU won the last 3 at Gill Coliseum, and they beat the U of O earlier this season. That didn't matter, though, because Oregon dominated this game, never trailing, and they knocked down a season-high 15 three-pointers. Will Richardson hit 6 of them for a career-high 22 points. The Ducks shot a red-hot 57% from the floor. Every starter scored in double figures, and the Ducks beat the Beavers 80-67, winning the Pac-12 regular season title for the 2nd year in a row, earning the top seed in this week's Pac-12 tournament. They're healthy. They're on a roll right now, winning 5 straight and 10 of their last 11. Here's head coach Dana Altman.
I like the direction we've been going. I think we're getting better. I think we're making great plays for each other offensively. Still want to see a little bit better connection on our rotations defensively. But we are making progress, and that's a big thing at this time of year. You can't be satisfied. You gotta keep getting better.
Pac-12 tournament brackets are set, and these teams could meet again. The Ducks are the 1 seed. They'll play Thursday morning against the winner of Washington State and Arizona State. The 5th-seeded Beavers would normally have to play in the first-round game, but Arizona is banned from the postseason, so the Beavers secure the first-round bye as the 5th seed. Impressive stuff from the Beavers, who were picked to finish last, and now they're getting a bye. They'll play UCLA Thursday afternoon. On the women's side, Stanford beat UCLA in the finals to claim the Pac-12 title. Beaverton's Cameron Brink was named to the all-tournament team alongside Oregon State's Aaliyah Goodman. The women must wait a week to see who makes the NCAA tournament, but most believe the Pac-12 gets 6 teams in. You've heard the names all season: Stanford, Arizona, UCLA, Oregon. Locks. But this week, the Beavers and Cougs have moved from being quote-unquote bubble teams to squarely in on all of the projections. We'll find out next Monday. And we got to continue to talk college basketball. It is that time of the year. Devon Pouncey joining us now, color analyst with Portland State men's basketball. Devon, what do you think about Portland State right now, how they are playing? They're coming off of back-to-back losses. Should we be concerned?
I mean, there's definitely some concern there, but to their credit, those back-to-back losses were to Southern Utah, who ended up clinching the Big Sky Conference regular season title. But what I will say is in the month of February, Portland State did go on a decent run. They had a 4-game win streak during that time, won 5 out of 6 games during that time, and ultimately ended that month going 5-2.
Coach Peary always has this team ready to go. Their style of play makes them entertaining, especially this time of the year. What do we need to look forward to with this team as they head into the conference tournament now on Wednesday?
This is a team that picks up and plays at a fast pace. They're full court pressing the entire game, and they're actually going into a Big Sky Conference tournament that's a lot different due to so many games being canceled in the Big Sky this season. They're playing against a Northern Arizona team that they actually didn't face because of COVID protocols on Northern Arizona's end. And then if they just so happen to win that, they'll play against the number 2 seeded Eastern Washington team, which they also did not play against. So I think there's some unpredictability.
Devon, I kind of like that unknown going into a conference tournament. It makes it a lot of fun. What do you think about this team's chances of making a run and maybe even clinching a bid to the NCAA tournament?
Well, I think they got a puncher's chance. Like I said, with the playing style and the way that they pressure teams, and they can kind of surprise you with how aggressive and how fast of a pace that they play at. Now, one thing about the Big Sky Conference is there's a lot of parity amongst this conference. You look at the top 3 seeds, they ended within a half a game of each other. And then you look at seeds 4 through 8 in the Big Sky Conference, they all ended within 2 games of each other. So I think when you're dealing with the situation where competition is pretty even in a mid-major conference like the Big Sky, I think really can cause for a curveball. So I give the Vikings a puncher's chance there.
Oh, I love it. That sounds like fun to me. Devon, what have you thought about the way that Portland State has been able to handle adversity throughout this season?
I'm very impressed at the way that Portland State has been able to handle adversity. They were the last team in the country to be cleared for full contact practice due to the COVID protocols and the COVID mandates that we had here in the state of Oregon. So literally they started practicing the week of Thanksgiving. And so coming into a year where you've had all of these situations, they've had no positive COVID tests either. So I think that speaks a lot to the character of the guys on the team, as well as just the overall character of this program. I got to give this team a lot of credit for being able to stick through so much adversity through this season and still have an opportunity to go to the big dance here next week.
Nice work, Devon. Make sure to follow him on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you so much again, man, for joining us on Sports Sunday.
Always a pleasure, man. I look forward to coming here every March.
That's what I'm talking about. Don't look now, but baseball season is almost here, and the Mariners had a bit of a scare this week. More Sports Sunday straight ahead.
The par 3s have been pretty amazing as well. This just moments ago, Christopher Ventura of Norway off the tee at 14. 201 yards. We saw Jazz ace it yesterday.
Breaking, these guys are really good. Christopher Ventura fires a hole-in-one at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Pretty impressive stuff, but a little redundant after we saw 2 of them on Saturday, 3 in one weekend. It's also a humbling reminder how terrible of a golfer I am. Appreciate the humble pie. Bryson DeChambeau won the event at 11 under, 1 stroke better than Lee Westwood. That's also your Toyota Sunday Sizzle. The Seattle Mariners are less than a month away from opening day, but one of their brightest young stars might not be available. Top prospect Jared Kelenic strained a muscle in his left knee. It happened on this play Friday as he legged out an infield hit. It's called a grade 2 strain, and the 21-year-old could miss a few weeks or more. He says he'll be back much sooner, but any lost time hurts his chances of breaking camp with the M's. He's got 2 hits in 8 at-bats, including a home run this spring.
And I don't know a time frame or what that's going to look like there. So I feel bad for him. Certainly he needs to play. He needs a developmental time, and these games are so important. But knowing him, and he's a very intense young man. He's going to do everything he can to get back out on the field as soon as he can.
All right, there was a bright spot from that game Friday. The Mariners pulled off a triple play, getting that fielding into midseason form already. But folks, the guys on the field were not the only stars in spring training. We'll explain as Sports Sunday rolls on. When this pandemic is over, sports fans will have to work on stamina. Spring training, baseball, and this fan decides just to take a nap. Eventually, the guy decides to wake her up, who's with her, and she's having none of that. Check it out. Just rolls over and goes right back to sleep. Hey, I get it. I don't like to be woken up either. I've got a feeling we'll see more of this as fans start getting into more games over the next few months. That is good stuff. That's super relatable, too. Meantime, the king or queen in nearby Scottsdale was this goose. Seriously, they were accepting no challengers. The bird went Game of Thrones on another goose. Oh, whoa! Then patrolled center field for a few innings. No word yet on if they caught any fly balls or not, but ain't nobody moving out of the way anymore. Like, just don't even look that direction. Have you ever, oh no. Feel for the workers. You got to play that one out. Just let it be. Just let it be. Oh, that's good stuff. All right, thank you, Night Owls, so much for joining us. That does it for the show tonight. We leave you with our Plays of the Week.
Ball ready, it's go time. Lights, camera, action, showtime. The heart of a champion, my opponents hate it.
Sasser to midcourt. That's Mark at the buzzer. There pokes it, working on wrist alignment. Got through. Barzell between his legs. Warriors trail by 2. Green. Pump makes the 3. Goes down the lane. Lillard steps in with his body and draws up the charge, baby.
A 5-iron here.
One of the toughest pulls in Bay Hill.
Murray, no call. He fires, scores, count it.